The nasty weather has had a particularly severe impact on area roads. The Indiana Department of Transportation has had crews working nonstop since before the storm began, but that did not prevent some major arteries from becoming nearly impassable. Indot spokesperson Matt Deitchley joins me now by phone for the latest on the situation. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
I know you guys have been crazy busy since, well, at least for the last 24 hours. Tell me, can you walk me through the last 24 hours?
Well, it's been a difficult time. I mean, the overnight time wasn't too bad. We had that clipper system move through, and crews were able to stay ahead of that pretty easily. The problem was when that lake effect snow band moved over to the east and started hitting us in northwestern Indiana, and just pummeled us for hours upon hours. In some areas, we measured more than 2 feet in less than 10 hours hit. Whiteout conditions, and it really clogged up a lot of major arteries like 80-94 and 65 this morning.
Right. I know 80-94, people told me, well, don't take 80-94 because basically it's a parking lot. I know Route 30 was backed up probably because a lot of that traffic was trying to avoid 80-94. 65 was a mess. What was the biggest, or has been, I guess, the biggest challenge? Is it the rate of the snowfall or the fact that there was traffic and you guys could not get to the road surfaces?
Really, it's all of the above. We've been really encouraging folks to stay home in these hardest hit areas as best as they can. We know that's a tall order. We know people have to get to work, they have responsibilities, but we've really been encouraging folks to avoid these very specific hardest hit areas all day today because of the issues that come with that. Number one, people were stuck in very long lines of traffic because the traffic would hit these whiteout conditions and just couldn't travel more than 20 miles an hour or much less than that even. And in addition to that, that clogged the roads so badly that our crews and even Indiana State Police weren't able to access those roads very easily, which means we can't plow and which means the conditions deteriorate. So it's a catch-22. We really just ask folks to really stay off those roads as much as you can so that way we can clear them.
And I think something else that people weren't necessarily thinking about was not just the major roads, but actually just getting on and off those roads. A lot of the ramps were in horrible shape. That's
exactly right, and that was a cause for one of the major backups throughout most of the day today was some of those ramps that they were clogged with people trying to go on or off, which backed up into the main roadway, which slowed down traffic considerably. And again, it just keeps it's something that then stops us from clearing those ramps and those main roads. So it's been a very difficult situation. Traffic is starting to slightly improve out there on 80-94 and 65, but it's still slow going right now even.
Matt, I know that we still have some lake effect snow in the area. I know that there's a little bit more forecast in the next few days, but on top of that, we've got some blowing and drifting snow and some rapidly falling temperatures. How is that going to affect the situation as we go forward into the next 24, 48 hours?
Well, our crews have game plans in place for no matter what the temperatures or the conditions are. But as I said, I think the biggest difficulty right now is going to be being able to access those roads. And again, we understand it's a difficult thing to tell people to please stay off, but we really encourage no non-essential travel if you can avoid it. It's just going to make it that much easier for us to clear those roads, and then you can access them afterwards.
And now, is your focus going to be moving more toward the east along with the snow band, or are you still have to concentrate on what you have to clean up from earlier today?
Well, we have, luckily, on the one plus side of this is that it was a very specific area that was hit very, very hard. So as on the whole, our entire district, there are parts of LaPorte County, St. Joseph County, Marshall County that saw nothing. So luckily we can take those resources we use in those areas as opposed to the storm that we had a couple weeks ago where everyone was hit. Right. We can take some resources and move them over to the places that need it the most. So that's helpful in that respect. But again, if we can't access the roads, it's very difficult to use those advantages.
Okay, Matt, so we'll continue to tell our viewers to stay off the roads if at all possible. And we want to thank you once again for taking the time to talk with us this night.
Not a problem.
Good night, Matt.